If you're a contractor, architect, or developer who understands San Francisco zoning, I want to talk to you. I'm looking to connect with professionals who knows how to unlock real potential in overlooked lots. If that's you, please reach out to me, and I want to interview you and have a serious conversation about what's actually possible here in San Francisco, and specifically the next few lots that I will be showing. Today, we are breaking down 3 very different development opportunities here in San Francisco. We're going to talk real numbers, zoning considerations, and resale value per square feet, and what kind of strategy makes sense for each one. Let's get into it. First up, we're right here at 431 Plymouth Avenue. It is zoned RH-2. The lot size is 2343 square feet. We are located in Ingleside, Ocean View neighborhood. This here is a classic opportunity. Right here, you have best of both worlds. This is a small existing house sitting on a generous 2343 square feet lot. Zoned RH-2. What is RH-2? Well, that generally allows 2 dwelling units. That means there is a duplex potential. So the question becomes, is it a hold or renovate? Is this a tear down and completely build 2 duplexes or 1? From a development standpoint, the development option is probably where things get interesting. On this lot, a realistic strategy might be to build 2 units. Based on the seller's research, it can be a total building size of 2,800 to 3,000 square feet combined living space. Efficient layout, smart vertical stacking. Possibly explore ADU potential depending on configuration and code compliance. But the key is efficient design, not overbuilding and not overcomplicating. The other evaluation that's really important before developers start building in this area is to understand the return on value. What does homes sell for in this neighborhood? Well, that you have to begin by understanding the neighborhood as a whole. In this pocket, we are near H-Mart shopping. We're also near the Minnie and Lovey Ward Park, M Muni Line, Balboa Park BART Station, Stonestown Galleria, San Francisco State University, and the City College. Because of those conveniences, newer or fully renovated homes are trading for about $800 to $900 price per square feet, depending on the layout, parking, light, and overall execution. But we can run a scenario here. If you build 2,800 square feet home selling for $850 price per square feet, that's at about $2.38 million. But generally, some are going to argue that bigger the home, smaller the price per square feet. But we also have to factor in a lot of the comparable sales are renovated homes, studs down renovation versus a complete new build. So you have to work with a professional like myself. Let's talk about layout, let's talk about your plans, and then I can run your return on investment before you break ground. Well, many of you are also going to ask me, well, what does it cost to build? Well, actually, a lot of people looking at properties like this are contractors or architects themselves. They can really tell us what it costs to build, because we have to consider planning fees, permits, impact fees, utility connection, and also demolition. Financing, what are your carrying costs? So if you are a contractor or architect, I would love to interview you so you can let me and my viewers know what would it cost to build something like this or on this lot. But generally, I talk to a lot of contractors and investors, and they give me rough numbers. So soft costs can be anywhere between 20 to 30% on top of the hard construction costs. So this really becomes a math equation. And those of you who have been following me and have watched my other videos knows I'm strong with analytics. I love analyzing the market and running numbers so I can protect your investment. But the question for this property here, where it's a lot, it could be a tear down or a guts out renovation. Can you build efficiently? Do you have a strong team? Is really the question here. The other question will be, can you move through planning in San Francisco fast enough to preserve your margins? Because the longer you hold on to this property, if you have a loan, the less your margins become. The good news about this Ocean View Ingleside pocket is the strong transit-oriented location. That should help you preserve market value. The neighborhood convenience here and the amenities will help stabilize long-term value. And that's really important when you're investing in something that might be 1 to a 3 year project, depending on what you build. So of the three properties, this one is likely the most straightforward from a zoning standpoint, from an investment standpoint, and a redevelopment standpoint. This also has the most options because there's already a structure on this lot. You can either renovate, gut the property and renovate within the envelope, or build up or build out. But it depends on your budget, your timeline, and what return you are looking for in terms of investment. Now here we are at 82 Delta, a flat lot, but we're actually on Baudouin Street, and Baudouin is right above 82 Delta. So this is a different type of play. This one is about views and panoramic views of the bay, creating emotional value, and emotional value supports price per square feet. This lot here is a cul-de-sac. It sits on Visitation Valley, but you are bordering Portola, a neighborhood that has been strengthening steadily over the years. It's quieter, more residential, and increasingly attractive to buyers who are priced out of other parts of the city because you are bordering Bernal Heights and Glen Park. So here you're sitting on a 3,000 square feet lot. Newer or fully renovated homes here in this pocket sell anywhere between $650 to $750 price per square feet. Obviously, the bigger the home, the slightly smaller the price per square feet. And that is really going to depend on your view, your parking, and the layout. You are sitting right next to this other single family home. So this lot here oversees the San Bruno Mountains and the San Francisco Bay. What you build is really important to capture the sunlight and also the view. Design execution. This lot, based on what the owner thinks, is because it's such a full-size lot, you might be able to build a home plus an ADU to maximize your resale value. What's really important to find out here is whether the planning department is going to allow for residential development on this lot. The strongest play here will likely be a single-family home with an ADU potential. Under California ADU law, California has made development significantly easier if you plan to build more units, for example, an ADU. In many cases, once you establish a primary residence, you can add an ADU, or possibly even a junior ADU, or a detached ADU where you have a front structure and a back structure, depending on the lot constraints here. But this lot requires serious due diligence. You have to zone it appropriately and double check with the city planning department what they will allow you to build right here with this beautiful view. This is another reason why I would love to talk to an architect, a contractor, a professional builder. Because my question might be, because this lot is 3,000 square feet, and I can show you right on the preliminary title report how wide and how long the lot is. But I also want to understand, and I want my viewers to understand, do we need soil reports, utility access? We are slightly downslope in certain parts of this lot. So what about retaining walls, drainage engineering, hillside construction? So what are those things going to cost, and what does timelines look like for investors? And if you're running numbers, let's just say, if you're running numbers on a 2,000 to 2,500 square feet construction, you might be looking at resale value of 1.5 to 2 million. That is going to set a record in this neighborhood. So we need the right marketing strategy, the right layout to maximize the lot and square feet. And what's also really important here in building this particular lot and location is construction costs. You're likely still going to land anywhere between $400 to $500 price per square feet in the build. That's quoted from another contractor. So we have to make sure we get pricing estimates on costs before any developers build. But site work and the constraints of some things here might push that number up. Or if you are a true professional and you can keep the costs down, then that is more money in your pocket. So this here is a precision project. Design discipline is really critical. But what you're buying here is momentum. This area has momentum. You are near San Francisco's San Bruno Avenue corridor. Lots of local restaurants right on San Bruno Avenue, all locally owned. You also have Muni Advantage. The 8, the 9, all bus lines run right on San Bruno Avenue, getting straight downtown. You also have Bayshore access. San Bruno Avenue has quietly been growing in recognition. Have you heard of Breakfast at Tiffany's? A local favorite. Right here on San Bruno Avenue is local cafes and restaurants that really feel authentic, and gaining attention and recognition. So that combination is going to matter long term, whether you end up developing this lot or keeping it as your play area and just come here and enjoy the view. This one here is a wild card. On record, it's residential, but physically it sits on a commercial feeling corridor, right next to the gas station and right near Silver Avenue. This neighborhood continues to evolve. For the right buyer, especially someone in automotive, fleet management, or small trade businesses, this could be a strategic move for you. You have visibility. In San Francisco here, even securing a parking space and storage alone has value. So again, the proximity to San Bruno Avenue, transportation, and the growing recognition of commercial activity here is where the value holds. That is also going to create interesting possibilities. Depending on zoning and conditional use allowances, this site is likely better used for lift work, a contractor's yard, a tire shop, or a place where you could be vehicle storage, parking structure, or auto-related mechanics repair shop. You absolutely must verify the allowances with the planning department, but the visibility and access here is strong. One thing that all these properties share is connectivity, whether it's the M-Muni or the express bus. Transit access protects long-term value, especially in San Francisco. That matters in resale, in rental demand. That also matters for future city planning alignment. So here are a few tips for strong return on investment ROI in San Francisco. If you are developing in San Francisco, here are a key few principles. Hire a planning savvy architect, not just design, but someone who understands zoning. They should also understand density bonus programs and ADU laws. Design efficiency. Complex architecture kills investor margins. So what we want is someone who aligns architectural loads and simplify roof lines. You also have to build for today's buyer in mind. Natural sunlight, energy efficiency, EV readiness, outdoor space, and flexible work from home layouts. You also have to budget conservatively. Add 10 to 15% contingency minimums. Respect the timeline. Permit takes time. Carrying costs can add up. So speed is profit in San Francisco. So each of these properties present a very different strategy. 431 Plymouth is duplex potential in a transit-rich residential neighborhood versus 82 Delta on Baudoin Street is view-driven custom home opportunity. On 900 Bayshore, it's a flexible use play in an evolving corridor. San Francisco itself is complex, but complexity creates opportunity for those who understands the rules. So understanding the rules are important. If you're a contractor, architect, or a land use expert who knows how to navigate these kinds of projects, reach out to me. I love to interview you, so let's talk about what's a realistic plan for each one of these projects. Let's talk about what pencils out for my investors, and let's talk about building smart in San Francisco. My name is Samantha Huang, founder of Next Gen Properties. 精通国语英语，我会讲中文. Here's my contact information below. Give me a call to find out more.